Are you tired of diets that make you give up everything you love? I was too. That's why I've spent years perfecting recipes that keep flavor high but calories low, helping me lose 75 pounds and countless others do the same. This mac and cheese is no exception. It's made in one pan, and with 58 grams of protein per serving, you'll be rethinking how you diet moving forward. Let's get into it. Let's get a pan preheating over medium heat. Ideally, you want one with a little depth. This one is about 11 inches wide and 2 inches deep. A pot works too if that's what you've got on hand. While that's heating up, we'll knock out our seasoning blend. If you trust me and my recipes, I highly recommend doubling this up. Toss half into a container and thank me later. It'll save you time when you remake this, or you can use it for my cheesy beef burrito meal prep. That recipe gets you 20 freezer-friendly burritos in just 90 minutes. Grab a small bowl and let's toss in 7.5 grams all-purpose flour, 1.5 grams chili powder, 1 gram crushed red pepper, 2 grams cumin, 1 gram garlic powder, 1 gram onion powder, 1/2 gram oregano, 2 grams smoked paprika, 4.5 grams salt, 2 grams MSG, and 1.5 grams black pepper. If spicy foods isn't your thing, no problem. Just cut the chili powder and red pepper in half or leave them out entirely. And hey, if you're feeling lazy or don't have all the spices, you can grab one of those Taco Bell seasoning packets. But full disclosure, this version slaps way harder. Whisk it all together and set it next to your pot. Now for the meat. That'll be 448 grams or 1 pound of 96.4 ground beef. As soon as it hits the pan, we should hear that satisfying sizzle. That's our sign to spread it out evenly so as much of the meat as possible makes contact with the pan. Why? Because we want that male lard reaction, which is a deep browning that brings out a ton of flavor. Since the fat content is so low, we need to take every opportunity to enhance the flavor. Then I'm going to grab something heavy to put on top of the beef. This stainless steel pan works pretty good, but I'm going to take it a step further and top it with my grill press and a fully filled water bottle. Why? More pressure equals better contact equals more browning. Just make sure there is space around the pan for steam to escape. Set a timer for 7 minutes and let's prep our other ingredients while that cooks. This next ingredient takes our beef to another level. Collagen and gelatin work together to lock in moisture, improve texture, and enhance both flavor and mouthfeel in any meat, but especially in low-fat ground beef. Enter bone broth, which has both ingredients and an added 19 grams of protein. And when I say bone broth, I mean kettle and fire, because let's be honest, not all broths are created equal. It's only right they're sponsoring today's video. High quality ingredients are just one of the many reasons I've used kettle and fire for years. The taste is incredible, and with only 80 calories, almost every single calorie comes from protein. This stuff is made from real bones that are simmered for over 14 hours using 100% grass-fed, grass-finished beef. No weird additives, no mystery ingredients, just pure, high-quality broth. And don't get it twisted, yes, I care about protein, but I also care about keeping my skin, nails, and joints looking and feeling young. At 34 years old, collagen is one of my best friends, helping me fight the aging process. So yeah, throwing this into today's recipe wasn't just smart, it was a no-brainer. To learn more about the benefits of bone broth and get your hands on this liquid gold, click the link in my description or check them out in stores. Now, to make sure our mac and cheese holds up through the fridge and reheating process, we're going to give the beef another boost of gelatin. Gelatin takes 8 to 10 minutes to bloom, which is perfect because that's exactly how long our beef needs to cook. We'll just cut open the top of the kettle and fire and add 7 grams or 1 packet. Another ingredient joining our bone broth, tomato paste. I got some in a tube because it's just less annoying than opening a can, but use whatever you've got. 75 grams is going into a small bowl and heading over to the stove. Let's talk cheese. Grab an 8-ounce block of 2% cheddar and grate it down. Could you use pre-shredded cheese? Sure, but it's coated in anti-caking agents and tastes worse. This takes literally 1 minute and gives you way more flavor. Toss the shredded cheese in a bag and throw it in the fridge for later. Since we're cooking our noodles right in the pot with the beef, we need enough liquid for the pasta to soak up. Measure out 220 grams of high-protein, fat-free milk and set it by the stove. Lastly, we need noodles. but not just any noodles. We need small ones. If they're too big, they won't get fully submerged, and you'll end up pissed at me as you crunch through your undercooked mac and cheese. For that, I'm just using small shell pasta. Add 196 grams to a bowl with 3 grams of salt to season the shells. It's been 7 minutes, so our beef should be done. And just look at that browning. This is 96 foreground beef, and we still got that deep golden crust. Now I'm turning my heat down from a 4 to a 3, grabbing my meat chopper, and I'll spend 1 to 2 minutes breaking it down. I like a mix of bigger and smaller pieces for better texture. That looks perfect. Now let's season. Add the spice blend we made earlier, making sure it's evenly distributed, then mix it up and let it cook for 30 seconds. This will allow the seasonings to bloom or help develop deeper flavor in our sauce, and it also cooks off any raw flour taste. Speaking of, let's add our tomato paste, stir it in, and cook for 20 to 30 seconds. This will help cook off any canned taste and is much easier to stir in now than when we have all the liquid in the pan. As you can see, our gelatin is fully dissolved, so let's pour in 479 grams of bone broth along with our milk. Like this video. Give it a good stir, and while we're at it, scrape the bottom of the pan to pick up all those flavorful brown bits from earlier. Then we'll add our noodles and give everything another mix. Try to get all the noodles under liquid. This will help ensure even cooking and no bites of hard-ass noodles as we're eating later. Trust me. I learned the hard way during the testing process. Rigorous testing helped me perfect all 160 recipes in my cookbook that helped me lose 75 pounds. And help this mother of 3 have the easiest weight loss of her life, and this amazing couple lose a combined 160 pounds. Click the link in the description, use code E4CM, and get 10% off the book that fits your goals and your cravings. Once the mixture starts simmering, we'll let it reduce for 10 to 12 minutes. That gives the beef time to soak up all that rich bone broth flavor and gets the pasta cooked to a perfect al dente. While the noodles do their thing, grab a bowl and mix 56 grams of the cheddar we just shredded plus 56 grams of fat-free cheddar. Now listen, if fat-free cheese came in blocks, I'd grate it myself, but it doesn't, so we're stuck with the pre-shredded stuff this time. In a separate bowl, toss in 140 grams of 2% Greek yogurt. It's been a couple minutes, so we want to give our pan a stir. Scrape the bottom for any stuck on brown bits and help the noodles cook evenly as they start soaking up that liquid. Just make sure you keep stirring every few minutes so nothing sticks and everything cooks like it's supposed to. Now, the haters can say whatever they want, but Velveeta makes insanely good stovetop mac. I'm using the jalapeno version because I like a little kick, but the regular stuff works great too. We'll get 6 slices unwrapped and ready for use. It's been 10 minutes, and this is where I'll give it one last stir and give the noodles an al dente bite test. These are just a tad before al dente, which is perfect because there will be carryover cooking. Get the pan off the heat and instantly add our slices to the pot. Then we'll just leave them for 1 minute to melt on their own before we manually mix them in. Now let's add the cheddar blend and mix that in too. So why haven't we added the Greek yogurt yet? Greek yogurt being added to anything hotter than 180 degrees can make it curdle and ruin the last 20 minutes of greatness. As you can see, our pot is around 140 degrees, so it's safe to mix in the yogurt. Let the mac and cheese sit for a few minutes. This gives the gelatin time to thicken everything up and lets the flavors come together as it starts to cool down. You just made 4 days of meals in under 30 minutes with barely any dishes. But here's the thing, you still have a problem. This is just one meal. You still need at least 2 more to stay full and on track for weight loss. In this video here, I'll show you how to make buffalo chicken dip with 82 grams of protein per serving, which can be served in many different ways. It's guaranteed to keep you full and satisfied, and your muscles, they'll have no choice but to grow. Until next time, deuces.